If you're running a business or working as a freelancer or creator or making content to spread your ideas, your most valuable asset is writing. But you also have a very limited resource, which is your time. What if you could scale your writing without scaling the time you dedicate to it? That's what I'm about to show you. You'll see how I trained the AI, how I refined the style guide, and most importantly, how I created a self-improving feedback loop that keeps getting better every single time I use it. The first step is crucial. You need to select writing samples that model how you communicate. I specifically chose 20 recent long-form essays that I felt demonstrated my current writing style. I used a simple Chrome extension called OneTab to gather all the open URLs all at once and drop them into the chat with Claude. I chose to focus exclusively on public professional writing. These 20 pieces added up to almost 70,000 words, which is more than enough for the AI to understand how I write. I recommend that you do 5 to 10 writing samples, or just as many as you have available. With my examples selected, I asked it to start by creating the style guide. As you can see here, I said, please analyze all of these writing samples and create a comprehensive AI writing style guide that captures all aspects of my writing, thinking, and communicating. What the AI has come up with is decent. It's fine as a V1, but a lot of these descriptions are sort of abstract. Instead of just describing what kind of writing element this is, we want both an example of what to do and also a counterexample of what not to do. It's now finished. That took a good 15 minutes, so it was an extensive task. And you can see that it's added specific examples from my writing as well as counterexamples, including comprehensive coverage of all aspects of my writing approach. And there's a summary. I always like to just kind of do a quick scan of the document to be sure that it's finished. Claude has a tendency to sometimes just stop mid-task, and I actually had to hit continue to prompt it to keep going a couple times. So we're now already at version 12, you can see here, with examples and counterexamples for every point. This is a huge improvement. You'll find that with concrete specific examples for every point, it does a much better job of conforming to your writing style. But with the length of this document, this is probably approaching like 15,000 words, something like that, 10 or 15,000. There starts to be another problem, which is prioritization. In every given section, for example, this one, there are 5 different points. And that's true of most other sections. With so many different guidelines and principles and rules, the AI often will not know which ones are most important. So for example, it doesn't know in a given paragraph, should it start with a provocative what if question? Or is it more important to explain the compounding benefits? Or should it instead prioritize creating a sense of expanding possibilities? There's no hierarchy. And that is a big problem because all writing is inherently hierarchical. To get around that, what I'm going to ask it to do next, which I recommend for you as well, is to rank order each set of guidelines within each or under each heading from most important and foundational to least important. Put the elements that are non-negotiable and essential at the top of each section. All right, okay, that took another good 10 or 15 minutes, but you can see it's now finished, right? It's sort of summarizing what it's done. If I look through this document, the things I'm looking for are that it maintained the examples and counterexamples, which it looks like it did. And then also within each section, yes, it ranked them from most to least essential. So what this is gonna do is when the AI is utilizing this style guide, it's going to pay more attention within each section to the guidelines that are at the top of each list and less attention to the parts at the bottom, which is fantastic. That's the right prioritization. Now, it's time to move on to the second critical tool, which is the implementation guide. See, the style guide describes what makes your writing unique, but that's not quite enough. If you don't have the implementation guide, just the style guide, and you ask the AI to write an essay, it will. It'll just charge ahead and just go for it without knowing anything, what you want to write about, what you want to say, what your perspective is. It's kind of funny. You have to instruct the AI to just wait a minute, solicit certain inputs from you, and then use those inputs to actually draft the piece. So what I'm going to say here is add an implementation guide at the end of this document, which includes a series of prompts and questions that the AI will ask me to solicit key points, arguments, assertions, opinions, perspectives, etc., that will be used to generate a brand new piece of writing. Have it ask me one question at a time before moving on to the next one. All right, so that was much faster. That only took about 30 seconds. And I'm just going to review its work. So you can see it's added this as a new heading at the bottom of the existing document or artifact. And it looks like it's proposed 12 steps. So let me just see what those are. It's going to ask me what topic or concept I'd like to explore. So this is really important. Of course, it needs to know what is the topic or concept. Then what's the central tension, paradox, or counterintuitive insight? Without knowing this, it can't write the piece. Your implementation guide may not have this. You probably have a different kind of writing. Maybe you don't need a tension or paradox to explore. So even in the process that it's designing, this isn't a generic process. It's taking into account the entire style guide that exists up here. It's taking into account this whole conversation as well as other context that it has about me, for example, in my preferences. What you see here is that this isn't just about style. It's not just about vocabulary. The AI is capturing something deeper. It's capturing how I think. So what do we do with this? There's a couple extra steps here. The first thing is I'm going to click the arrow and download this as Markdown. So you can see here I now have the latest version of the style guide as a standalone document. Then I'm going to go over here to projects, and you can think of a project as just a self-contained environment for completing a certain kind of task. Let's create a new project and say AI writing system. You can call it whatever you want. And then I like to put just a brief description here, both so that the AI knows what I'm trying to do with this project, but also if I share this project with a teammate, they have some context about what this is for. Just something simple like that. I'm going to keep it private for now, but you could also make it so everyone in your organization can use it as well. Go ahead and create it. So the key thing to see here is what's called the project knowledge or the project context. You want to be sure to hit the plus button, say upload from device, and then find the style guide and be sure it's the most recent version that you downloaded and open it. Now we're ready to generate a new piece. So I can just say something simple like help me draft a new piece of writing. My first real test of this overall system was a piece comparing early hip hop production, specifically the invention of drum machines, to what's happening today with creativity and generative AI. So let me just walk you through that example. So if we head back over to my notes, I'll just do a search for the book. You can see right here are the full excerpts from my reading from the book Dilla Time by Dan Charnas and Jeff Peretz. So I'll hit select all, Command A, copy, Command C, head back over to Claude and say, so I already have an opinion about the central tension since I did actually read the book, which is okay, now it's asking me for systems and frameworks. I don't really have a framework for this. This is more just an exploration of a historical parallel. So I'm just gonna say, I have no framework for this. Okay, now it wants to know about cross-domain connections. I don't really have a good answer for this, so I'm gonna say, I'm kind of going to interrupt the process and say, I'd actually like to give you all my excerpts from the book and have you answer these questions. How about that? Let's offload even these steps to AI. Okay, so now since I've already copied those notes, I'll just hit Command V to paste. You can see it's pasted as a new document right there and see what it comes up with. Interesting. So now that it has a just tremendously greater amount of context about this book, it can now propose frameworks and kind of theses that are totally accurate and quite interesting. I actually kind of like this one the most. So I'm going to say, I like framework number 1 and all the cross-domain connections. So it's going ahead and just answering all the questions itself. Step 6, real world applications. Yep, yes. Okay, yeah, I approve. So I'll just say continue. Okay, so it's proposing a few broader implications. It's funny, this third one I think would be more interesting, say, to someone writing a piece on the music itself, but I'm actually not that interested in the music. I'm interested in the technological implications. So I think I'm not going to have it use that. The third broader implication isn't relevant. And then for potential objections, I always like to kind of anticipate and then address potential objections to my writing. So let's see what it came up with. I've heard all these objections many times before, and addressing them is not really the point of this piece. I don't want to waste time arguing against, what I think people are going to say. So I'm going to say no need to address objections. Okay, now it's wanting to make a visual, which I do always tend to include. Those all look good. I'm going to say yes, go ahead. I like this one the best, number 2. So I'll say go with title number 2. And now that it has all my inputs, it's had me make, all the decisions that it needs. It creates this document, this artifact, which then opens up on the right. So as Claude goes ahead and writes the piece, I want to point out a couple things. First is, notice that this isn't necessarily easy. I still had to do much of the work. I had to read a whole sizable book. I had to highlight apparently over 8,000 words of the excerpts I found most interesting and insightful to my Notes app. I had to do the work to synchronize my Kindle to my Notes app, get the notes from that app into Claude, and then even within the excerpts that I brought into Claude, I had already told it through my bolding what I thought were the most important points. So it's not like a piece that would have taken 20 hours now takes 20 minutes. It's more like I still have to do maybe half. I still have to do maybe 10 hours of reading and highlighting and organizing an outline. But going from 20 hours to 10 is still an enormous time savings. So now that it's finished, let's go ahead and copy the text and paste it in Word and see how long it is. Looks like it's about 1,800 words, which is fine for a draft. There's one more thing that I'm walking away from here. It's not just the time savings, that's nice, but the true transformation here, the true paradigm shift, is I put in all this time, not just to have a single new piece of writing, but to have a system that I can use to create any piece of writing in the future, and that also keeps improving itself. And that's what I want to show you next, how every single piece of writing that you take through this process can reveal new insights that you then add back to the style guide as a new guideline or a new principle to use in the future. Look for something that you want to change. For example, something jumps out at me right here, which is navigating our AI-infused creative future. That jumps out at me because I would never write that. Honestly, it sounds exactly like the kind of rousing, kind of cliche, corny thing that always makes people recognize when something is AI written. What I'm actually going to do is, I could just bring this into Word or a Google Doc and make the edit myself. But I actually want to use it as a teaching moment for the AI and for the style guide that we've created. So what I'm going to do is copy this with Command C and say, this line is too corny, cliche, and sounds like it was written by AI. And then I'll just paste in the phrase. Please create a new guideline and section for my AI writing style guide that says to not use such corny, cliched language. So it's not just about a single edit. It's about using the edit, using the mistake as a excuse, as an opportunity to create a new guideline that then gets added all the way back to the style guide. So in the future, it will be less likely to make that same mistake. So this is the crucial moment, what I'm about to do. So what you want to do is, instead of hitting this copy button right here, click this arrow and say copy to project. This right here is the magical feature. Notice, by the way, that this button does not appear in a standalone chat. You only have this when you're working inside of a project, which is why we use projects. So watch what happens. I'm just going to click copy to project and seemingly nothing happened. But if we go over here to projects and go into AI writing system, look at that. New section for the AI writing style guide, avoiding cliched language. That was the document that we were just working with. I've simplified my entire system into a 4-step template you can use today. Just copy my prompts, paste them into Claude or ChatGPT, and you'll have your own AI writing system in under an hour. Grab it free with the QR code on screen or the link below.